guys, what's up? It's Stricken of Stricken06.com, and today's quick video is going to be about the breather tube on the rear axles of pretty much all F-150, F-250, F-350, as well as their sister series, the E-series, the vans. They have a breather tube that actually breaks off on the rear axle, leaving the nub on the tip and the hose just dangling with the breather portion on top. So let's get underneath and I'll show you exactly what we're talking about. Now that we're underneath the rear of the vehicle, this is the rear axle. That way's the front. And you might notice your hose, this one, is just dangling like that. What this hose does, and you can see it connects up top here to this white piece that doesn't really connect to anything else. What this is the vent tube for your rear axle. You have differential fluid in here, and the faster you go, the more it starts to slosh around. So what happens is that pressure has to go somewhere, otherwise it would blow your seal. So they vented out this little hole up top here, and you can see the remainder of the hose is still actually attached to the nub. So if you take your hose, it would be a pretty much perfect fit on that nub that's been broken off. It's just a bad degree of an angle that they have this hose here. That's the way it was supposed to be attached. And it's just a pretty tight corner. So the hose just takes a beating after 100,000 miles and it breaks off. So that's what you see here is all this fluid. That's actually your differential fluid. And it's been leaking out because this is almost the same height as the fluid in here. So as it builds pressure, it just vents it out this nipple, leaking down here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to cut off a little bit of this hose, the old broken portion. We're going to remove this portion of it and just reattach this onto this nipple. So the tools I'm going to use for right now is going to be your basic pliers and wire cutters. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the broken portion of the hose off of the nipple. Now don't rock it side to side because you don't want to break the metal nipple off. You just want to remove the broken portion of this hose. So just trying to slide it up. If not, yeah, pretty much disintegrated. So that's what it turned out to look like. It's pretty nasty and broke right in half very easily. So there you go. Here's your nipple here. You can see it's pretty wet and it's going to smell awful because differential fluid just naturally smells horrendous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to poke this to see and make sure that it's not gummed up. I have a teeny tiny little screwdriver and some very sharp, I guess they're called medical tongs or something, I don't know. I'm just going to poke this and I'm just making sure that the screwdriver is going all the way through because I don't know how long this car was driven like this, so this could have rusted over and gummed up and it wouldn't be venting. So now that we remove the nasty portion, we're going to simply cut back about an inch off of the hose that's already on the car. Cut a fresh piece off. Try to make it as straight as you can so it fits a little bit better. Like that. So that's a nice fresh cut. And what we're going to do is simply put it on that nipple. There you go. And just feed it upwards. We want as less kinks or bends in it as possible. We want to make these hoses as straight as possible. And we also want this portion of the hose, the breather portion, the part that vents it out, we want it to be as high as possible as well. The higher it is, the less water it's going to ingest when you drive through a puddle. So if you notice mine, I fed it all the way up. I mean, it's almost up to the floorboard of the car. You can just keep feeding it up. And the less of an angle on here, this is probably what they should have done originally when they built this car. This way it wouldn't break, because it's a nice straight hose now, and there's less stress on any angles. And you can do the same thing for the brake lines, and the brake lines actually look pretty good. As long as right here it's not kinked, you should be okay. So yeah, that's it. I mean, you could put a little zip tie, a hose clamp if you want, but honestly, this fluid simply degrades rubber, you know, over time. So it's not a big deal. It's a cheap and simple repair. It costs us absolutely nothing, about 5 minutes of our time. So thanks guys for watching. It's I'm Stricken06 of I'mStricken06.com. And visit my website, subscribe to my YouTube channel for plenty more repair videos. Thanks guys, take care.